The Bible in a Year, Day 38, Leviticus 5 through 7. If a person, either having seen or come to know something, does wrong by refusing a witness under oath to give information, that individual shall bear the penalty. Or if someone, without being aware of it, touches anything unclean, such as a carcass or an unclean wild animal, or an unclean domestic animal, or an unclean swarming creature, and thus is unclean and guilty, or if someone, without being aware of it, touches some human uncleanness, whatever kind of uncleanness this may be, and then subsequently becomes aware of guilt, or if someone, without being aware of it, rashly utters an oath with bad or good intent, whatever kind of oath this may be, and then subsequently becomes aware of guilt in regard to any of these matters. When someone is guilty in regard to any of these matters, that person shall confess the wrong committed and make reparation to the Lord for the wrong. A female animal for the flock, a ewe lamb or a she-goat as a purification offering. Thus the priest shall make atonement on the individual's behalf for the wrong. If, however, the person cannot afford an animal of the flock, the person shall bring to the Lord as reparation for the wrong committed 2 turtle doves or 2 pigeons, one for a purification offering and the other for a burnt offering. The guilty party shall bring them to the priest, who shall offer the one for the purification offering, wringing its head at the neck, yet without breaking it off. He shall sprinkle some of the blood of the purification offering against the side of the altar. The rest of the blood shall be drained out of the base of the altar. It is a purification offering. The other bird he shall offer as a burnt offering according to the procedure. Thus the priest shall make atonement on the person's behalf for the wrong committed, so that the individual may be forgiven. If the person is unable to afford even 2 turtle doves or 2 pigeons, that person shall bring as an offering for the wrong committed 1/10 of an ephah of a bran of flour for a purification offering. The guilty party shall put oil or place frankincense on it, because it is a purification offering. The individual shall bring it to the priest, who shall take a handful as a token of the offering and burn it on the altar with the other oblations for the Lord. It is a purification offering. Thus the priest shall make atonement on the person's behalf for the wrong committed in any of the above cases, so that the individual may be forgiven. The rest of the offering, like the grain offering, shall belong to the priest. The Lord said to Moses, when a person commits sacrilege by inadvertently misusing any of the Lord's sacred objects, the wrongdoer shall bring to the Lord as reparation an unblemished ram from the flock as at the established value, in silver shekels according to the sanctuary shekel as a reparation offering. The wrongdoer shall restore what has been misused of the sacred objects, adding 1/5 of its value, and give this to the priest. Thus the priest shall make atonement for the person with the ram of the reparation offering, so the individual may be forgiven. If someone does wrong and violates one of the Lord's prohibitions without realizing it, the person is guilty and shall bear the penalty. The individual shall bring to the priest an unblemished ram of the flock at the established value for the reparation offering. The priest shall then make atonement on the offerer's behalf for the error inadvertently and unknowingly committed, so that the individual may be forgiven. It is a reparation offering. The individual must make reparation to the Lord. The Lord said to Moses, when someone does wrong and commits sacrilege against the Lord by deceiving a neighbor about a deposit or pledge or a stolen article, or by otherwise retaining a neighbor's goods unjustly, or if, having found a lost article, the person lies about it, swearing falsely about any of the things that a person may do wrong. When someone has thus done wrong and is guilty, that person shall restore the thing that was stolen, the item unjustly retained, the item left as a deposit, or the lost article that was found, or whatever else the individual swore falsely about. The person shall make full restitution of the thing itself, and 1/5 of its value to it, giving to its owner at the time of reparation. Then that person shall bring to the priest as reparation to the Lord an unblemished ram of the flock, at the established value, as a reparation offering. The priest shall make atonement on the person's behalf before the Lord, so that the individual may be forgiven for whatever was done to incur guilt. The Lord said to Moses, "Give Aaron and his sons the following command. This is the ritual for the burnt offering. The burnt offering that is to remain on the hearth of the altar all night until the next morning, while the fire is kept burning on the altar. The priest, clothed in the linen robe and wearing linen pants underneath, shall take away the ashes to which the fire has reduced the burnt offering on the altar, and lay them at the side of the altar. Then, having taken off the garments and put on other garments, he shall carry the ashes to a clean place outside the camp. The fire on the altar is to be kept burning. It must not go out. Every morning the priest shall put firewood on it. On this he shall lay out the burnt offering and burn the fat of the communion offering. The fire is to be kept burning continuously on the altar. It must not go out. This is the ritual of the grain offering. Aaron's son shall offer it before the Lord in front of the altar. A priest shall then take from the grain offering a handful of bran, flour, and oil, together all the frankincense that is on it, and this he shall burn on the altar as a token of offering a sweet aroma to the Lord. The rest of it Aaron and his sons may eat, but it must be eaten unleavened in a sacred place. In the court of the tent of meeting they shall eat it. It shall not be baked with leaven. I have given it to them as their portion from the oblations for the Lord. It is most holy, like the purification offering and the reparation offering. Every male of Aaron's descendants may eat of it perpetually throughout your generations, as their rightful due from the oblations for the Lord. Whatever touches the oblations becomes holy. The Lord said to Moses, "This is the offering that Aaron and his sons shall present to the Lord on the day he is anointed: 1/10 of an ephah of bran flour for the regular grain offering, half of it in the morning and half of it in the evening. You shall bring it well kneaded and fried in oil on a griddle. Having broken the offering into pieces, you shall present it as a sweet aroma to the Lord. The anointed priest descended from Aaron, who succeeds him, shall do likewise. This is the Lord's due forever. The offering shall be wholly burned. Every grain offering of a priest shall be a whole offering. It may not be eaten." The Lord said to Moses, "Tell Aaron and his sons, this is the ritual for the purification offering at the place where the burnt offering is slaughtered. There also before the Lord shall the purification offering be slaughtered. It is most holy. The priest who offers the purification offering shall eat of it. It shall be eaten in a sacred place, in the court of the tent of meeting. Whatever touches its flesh becomes holy. If any of its blood spatters on a garment, the stained part must be washed in a sacred place. A clay vessel in which it has been boiled shall be broken. If it is boiled in a copper vessel, this shall be scoured afterward and rinsed with water. Every male of the priestly line may eat it. It is most holy, but no purification offering of which some blood has been brought into the tent of meeting to make atonement in the sanctuary shall be eaten. It must be burned with fire.